Right, part 9, I think. Lost count. So I've trimmed the wick only a little bit. You can see I haven't taken that much off. And I did have a go at putting it back in without videoing it with 2 hands. And I think the wick was just putting a bit too much pressure and pushing this further away. So it should now pop in quite easily. So, and it naturally kind of finds its place when it goes in. So the first thing to do is just pop that in. Just push it over as far over. Let me see if I can get that better. As far over as possible. But I want that little nub. Where's my pointy thingy? I want that little nub to be visible. Because you need to put the other bit around that. Another bit of freaking fluff. Anyway. So now take this thingy. And it's a bit slippery because I've oiled the wick now, so it's a little bit slippery. That pops in, and then with just a little bit of jiggling, it should find its happy place. When you put it in, just push that into place, and then you'll know if it's working because if you turn the wheel, it should be moving without making angry noises, and that's working fine. And you can see that the wick is working quite well as well. The only thing I'm going to do with my wick now is just to push it over just a little bit. I mean, the idea is to lubricate this metal piece here, so as long as it's lubricating, it's okay. What I'm going to do, because I've been manhandling it for a bit, is I'm going to pop a bit more oil on. I don't know if this is the right wick to use, and I'm going to use Crunch Face today anyway, so we're going to see just how well this wick is going to work. I think the idea is just so that it's absorbent and holds the oil. So I'm giving him quite a good drowning now. If not, I will just do some research on a better wick, but for the time being, there you can see what the wick is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be oiling that race, and that is sounding quite nice. Yeah, quite lovely. Okay, so the next thing to do is to slide this plate back on, but this plate, and I hate this plate, you have to push it in from this angle and onto there, and it should catch. Now, if I take the plate off a minute and show you, it's got a slight groove in the casing. So that grooved piece, and it's the same on the other side, that grooved piece is where these two things are hooking up into it. Now, if I try and go sideways at the machine, you can see they just stick out ever so slightly. It's just to hold that plate in place and to keep it flat. But sometimes it doesn't always catch on both sides at the same time, and if it doesn't, I will need 2 hands. But that's if you just push at it there. And then, I don't know if I can change the angle enough for you to see on the side. No, it's a bit too dark, actually. But that it feels like it's quite right, because what it's going to do is just slide into place. You'll know if it's right because it will be quite flat on this side. I can already feel that it's quite raised on this side of the bed. It just means that that metal thing hasn't caught on this side, but I will need the screwdriver and 2 hands for that. But it's moving quite well. The last thing to do is just to put this plate back on. Pop your screws in, put your needle back in and your foot, and then you're ready to go. That's it. I hope that's been useful. I will let you know if the wick that I have bought has worked or if it's just a load of pants, in which case I would do another one. But I mean, at the moment, just having a look, that wick is quite thick and it's spreading across the metal quite well. As I say, it's just to oil the race, and if the race is oiled well, you're not going to get the crunchy noises that my machine makes. And it will stop the metal from grinding away on itself anyway. So I'll trial it and see how this wick goes for a little while. If not, I'll do some more research and try and find an even better wick. A lot of the websites and just Googling that I've done has just suggested a bit of felt, but the felt I've used is obviously very cheap and hasn't really done a good enough job. So we'll see how this one goes.